Welcome to the podcast where we talk about all the things that are hidden in the shadows. This is Isaac, and on this bonus episode, I'm joined by Yvette and Sierra from Haunting Angels, a fellow North Carolina paranormal investigation team. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, because I guess we kind of met through 305's live.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. And then you guys were talking about, hey, we also investigate NC, and I'm like, oh shit! Like, I'm pretty sure we've made friends at other NC paranormal teams, but I think you're the first to ever come on the show.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
So how'd you guys start Haunting Angels?
Because my partner there was nosy.
Listen,
we worked in healthcare, Isaac, and we had our offices right next to each other. And she overheard me talking to somebody about ghost hunting or something about ghosts. And that's how it started, literally.
I'm a social worker, so being nosy I feel like is in my job description.
Yes.
And she's loud. So yeah.
I'm Cuban, so I'm naturally loud. I'm from Miami also, so
yeah, and there's a undisclosed, well, we've shot it. We can't ever go there ever again. There's a location near where we worked that is abandoned, and we've got great things there. I went there for photography before I met Yvette and took her out there and, did some ghost hunting, and it's kind of been a done deal ever since.
Awesome. I know, because usually we get into investigations because we always have a fascination with the paranormal, either their personal experiences or watching it on shows and stuff like that. Like Ghost Adventures was the one that kind of got me fascinated with the paranormal, but also all my experiences through my youth, and then of course now with my wife. But wanting to investigate and watching how it's done, that was mostly from Ghost Adventures. Was there like a specific, I don't know, show or maybe someone you knew someone who did investigating who kind of brought you into it?
I have always liked, this is going to be fun because we're not together. I've always liked horror movies. The My Ghost Story. What's the one? They're from Pennsylvania. It's not Pennsylvania State. Something State Paranormal. There's that one. I started with Ghost Hunters, and then I got into Ghost Adventures, but and then I would do like occasional public investigations with my dad, but nothing really serious until I met Yvette.
And for me, I've had my own experiences when I was little through teenage years with some gifts that I have as well. And back in my day, the only show that existed then was Ghost Hunters with the TAPS team. So that's where I started my journey.
I tried watching it. It just, the whole show was like, it felt too produced. Like they had a camera team follow them, and their whole perspective was, hey, let's try to debunk this place for being haunted. Right, it's a great perspective to have. But I always prone more to Ghost Adventures because it seemed more real. Like three guys, just cameras set up, handheld cameras. It felt more real to me. That's I think why I got more called to that.
No, I agree. But at that time, Ghost Hunters is the only thing that was out. Ghost Adventures was not out yet.
Yeah.
Ghost Adventures in its heyday was amazing.
Yeah.
And then Zach started believing his own BS.
Everything, yeah. Too much. He's gonna attack everybody.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been working together as Haunting Angels?
2 years in September.
Oh, so you've been doing it about 2021. Yeah, I think we got you guys a beat by a year, but Hidden in the Shadows Paranormal it's only existed for maybe a year, but we've been with other investigation teams since 2021, on and off. But yeah, and in those 2 years, what has been one of your scariest encounters?
Oh man, my scariest encounters was my personal experiences when I used to live in Miami. That's when I would wake up with a man in a black coat, white face, top hat, just staring at me as I woke up, little girl playing in my room. When I would wake up, I would hear her playing. Vertical blinds moving when they weren't moving. My dad thinking I was on drugs, but it was a nightmare at that house. So, but I am more of the skeptic, and Sierra, I don't know, they tend to feed off her more than me. I'm what you call the brave one. They call Sierra Ghost Bait because she's a little scary cat.
Hey, but they like the fear though. They love messing with
They do. They fear off the fear. For
yeah.
me, they don't. I don't know. I guess I've closed a curtain. Like I said before, Isaac, I'm able to like read people or see dead relatives or just see things in other people. I can read off your energy and your vibes and I can see shadows when we go to these investigations, but Sierra can't. I can listen, I can hear sometimes, but they can't. And then they catch it on the EMFs. So it's pretty cool, you know, the how we catch things like that.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
and
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah,
Isn't a little? I would say, isn't a little oxymoron statement to say you're a skeptic but yet have abilities to see everything?
Yeah, because nothing, I don't know, it's been a while since I've had those experiences. So I wanna see those things again. I want to experience, and it's been a while. So it hasn't happened to me lately, is
Oh,
what I'm.
okay.
yeah, she's jealous that they love me. I think the scariest thing that I had happen is at the place that we can't ever go back to, and it sucks. There was random bolts that were being thrown, and for being the scaredy cat, I said, "Well, come on, if you're going to throw something at me." And I had a bolt hit me in the chest and then fall, and I'm like, you know what? You've hit me with it. I'm taking it with me, and I knew
Oh,
exactly where it landed. And then where we just were in Lynchburg, Tennessee, I was under Estes Delco, and I was in one of the jail cells on the upstairs. There was three cells. James's daughter was in one. I was in two over, and I had my head down, sitting on the bottom bunk, and the back of my shirt got pulled. I freaked out and threw everything off. That was pretty freaky.
where was the place for the bolts?
I don't know where they were. I don't know if they were in the ceiling or
I think he's
they
asking
were
the name.
part
It's
of it.
called Jackson Training School. Isaac,
Oh
look
yeah,
it up. It's a boys correction, like a jail for boys.
yeah.
Uh,
Highly, lots of guards. Can't get in.
well, in those situations, I'll just have Megan go there, not physically, and then take whatever might be the problem there. But I like being at a location and being there and doing stuff like in a real time. But it sucks that they say, "Hey, you can't come here." There's a reason why they say you can't investigate there anymore.
Because the front of the jail is abandoned. There's like 10 buildings that are abandoned. But
And
behind those
there's
abandoned
yeah,
buildings, they're still running it's
uh,
still a live jail. It's still running.
yeah. Well, and across the street is some kind of police station. The fact that we were able to go there as often as we did until we got caught, I
Yeah.
don't know how that happened. And it's really funny because we had filmed a like a prank video calling people like we had been arrested. And on the way there, I said, "Wouldn't it be funny if we got caught?" And then we did. I spoke it. Mm-hmm. Yep.
uh, um, and I guess in your investigations, what do you guys do to prepare for an investigation? I've heard like thousands of different things people talk about, like listen to music, I do this, I meditate, I get all the gear ready. Like, what is your guys' main thing you do before like an investigation to prepare for one?
I used tell you this is gonna be fun. I used to do a lot of research, but I kind of like going in blind now. Um, and I prepare all the gear and I kind of have go in with a plan, and then I get there and it goes to crap because I get so excited.
And I've started, Isaac, recently meditating just to open up my third eye, just so they can come to me. Because, that's what I want to do. I want to see.
Well, how many investigations have you guys done in the 2 years?
Oh gosh. How
Wow.
many, Sierra?
Because I feel like we do 8 or 10 a year. I'm a social worker. I'm not good at math. I think last year we did maybe 10 exactly. And then this year, I think we only don't investigate. We've not hit a break yet. I think we
We
have a
do about
break.
one. We do about
In,
one a month, Isaac. Like
yeah.
one a month through the whole
Yeah.
year.
And I think we're going to hit 10 again because we have 2 months without anything.
Is it always the same place or it's like different places?
No,
Different
we go
places.
everywhere. Yeah.
No, which had the ability to travel further than a couple hours.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah. Or some places we're getting to around here. Some places around here where we live, where you guys would find very intriguing. Um, yeah, especially places we've gone to before. Patsy's Pond, definitely. Um, well, that actually reminds me of a question. Uh, what kind of like profound evidence have you caught?
We
I mean, we've got EVPs, we've had shadows. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm really hoping you can see in the shot my shirt move because it freaked me out. That would be so cool. We've got our names a couple of times. Um, oh, we were at Old Hospital on College Hill in, is it Virginia or West Virginia? That,
I think it's West Virginia.
yeah. And for some reason, Mose just absolutely loved me. I don't know what it was. I killed one of the wasps in the window next to his room, and he loved me. He would set off all kinds of stuff, wouldn't do anything for her. As soon as she walked in his room, it went dead. Um, I did a solo on that floor, and I want to say you were on either the floor above or the floor below. And we were the only two in the whole hospital. And I was just talking out loud, like we're best friends. And then there's a guy, a male EVP, and he goes, "Good friends." That was pretty cool. I freaked out when I heard it, and I called him like, "Oh my god, we caught Mose." EVPs
Well,
always get me.
and we've also caught eyes, glowing
I
eyes,
shine, yeah.
to eye shine at us, and through our walkie-talkies when they were off in the body shoot at Waverly, I caught like a cackling, like a witch cackling, like somebody laughing through it. So that was
Hmm.
pretty cool.
You said
Yeah,
Waverly, you guys been to Waverly?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, dang. I'm assuming you didn't get to it all. That place is probably just its size.
Oh, we did. Oh,
as
we
as
did.
much as we could on the public investigation. We want to go back into a private investigation.
We are next year.
Uh, Public, you mean they take you with like a guide or something?
Um, I'm trying to. I think there's maybe like 80 to 100 people that they'll allow in, and you have it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say like 8 to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and the first hour you can go on the guided tour. Or you can just kind of break free. We had done the daytime guided tour, so we're like, no, we're booking it to the body shoot. But there's so many people, and they they don't they're not really in it to be professional. They're just out to have a good time, which is totally fine. It's just, when you walk up on someone investigating, be quiet. Kind of let us do our thing. We're already in this area, but people just there to have fun.
Yeah, but next year we're planning with a group to do a private. Like nobody will be in that building but us.
Hmm.
So
Or be
that'll
a
be
drink?
cool.
Yeah. I always wanted to do a place like that or a Trans Allegheny State Asylum.
Hmm.
But
That
with
place
like
is awesome.
yeah. You been there?
Yes, we
With
have.
a public. Yeah.
Oh, I always wanted to do that with like several teams, like paranormal
Hmm.
teams that I trust. Like we all go there together and take like because that place is huge. Take different places and kind of rotate to see how our evidence
Yeah.
changes. But that place, yeah, that would require a lot. And yeah, that would be a smorgasbord of dark spirits for me to take and stuff like that. I can just imagine already.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's one of my dream places in the state that I would like to go to. Trans Allegheny is in the state, right?
I thought it was in West Virginia.
It is West Virginia. I remember it's not that
Yeah.
far away. That's what I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one of the closer ones.
Yeah, I can't remember whether something that big is in the state. that we could go. That I always wanted to go to. The weirdest place is the abandoned Wizard of Oz uh, amusement park. You heard of that place?
That's in
Yeah,
North Carolina.
yeah, it's up north somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah,
Hadn't been there, but I've heard of it.
it's just a creepy vibe.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We got to go.
I guess you guys get the places you guys been and stuff like that because the greatest. Granted, we've been doing this for 3-ish years, 3.5 years. Um, and then the most profound thing we ever caught was a spirit literally running by the camera that
Oh, wow.
Megan put up into a tree. She had she felt the call pull to put the camera there, and I was worried about it getting stolen. But then this park, this trail area, does not let people out at late at night. So we hang the camera or kind of set it in between the branches, kind of angled, aimed at the the, uh, the walkway. So you would have to pass it if you were on the trail. And she gets this head, like someone running by really fast. And we slowed it down, and it looks like a kid, like a teenager, maybe like
Mhm.
14, 15. And his haircut is odd. It's like bullish, right? Kind of like almost like a helmet style
Mhm.
haircut. And
Yeah.
his skin complexion would you make you think that he was indigenous. So we looked up indigenous tribes of the area back early 16, 1700s. And yeah, the indigenous tribes around that time had hairstyles like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was like we caught it. Like, was someone in the damn park with us? This thing was caught at 10 o'clock at night.
Uh-huh.
There is no one out there but us. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Mhm.
That was like the most holy crap when you watch it. Like that looks like a real person running by. I mean, you hear the footsteps. Like we thought maybe it was someone really out there with us, but we didn't see anybody else besides that one person. No other voices, no other people walked by, and you had to walk by that spot in order to leave.
Mhm.
So we were like, holy crap.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy when you see things like that. I mean, we were at a in South Carolina at a sanatorium, and I kept seeing a shadow going left and going right and going left, and I kept telling Sierra where the eye shine was. There's a shadow. He's going left. He's going right. She's like, I don't see it. And then she finally saw it, and she saw what I was talking about, and she
Mhm.
even saw the eye shine because she took multiple pictures and it came
And
out.
there's
So that's one of
no
the occasions that I can see
way.
stuff that she can't.
Yeah, and there's no way in that building whatsoever. We literally found a door with the glass that had been shattered, and we're poking our heads in it. There's no way in that building. None.
Yeah.
You seen a shadow figure in your investigations, like close up?
We caught it on camera at Trivet Clinic. That's in North Carolina. That's another one you could go to.
Yeah,
Is it
we
the what?
did in the bathroom.
Yeah, uh-huh. I don't remember what it was at the time, but now it's a bathroom. It was coming out of the bathroom and like a little bit down the hallway, and then it just kind of like, oh, they have a camera here. I'm not gonna do that.
Wish I caught it in camera because it was like I was like wondering if my eyes were playing a trick on me. It was in a library,
Yeah.
the web library in Moorhead. Um, and the way the building is set up is 2 stories, and it's almost like a cross hallway. So one direction, so next direction, and there's 4 rooms, so 4 sections. And if you're standing in one room, you can look down the doorway into the hall, into the other doorway, into the other room. And the team I was with, they're kind of doing the SS method, kind of sitting around in the chairs because of the library. And I was standing up, and I look down the doorway into the other room, and I see a shadow figure standing on the far end of the other room. I'm like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? And all of a sudden, it has its shoulders up, and it cocks its head to the side while it's looking at
Mhm.
me. And I'm like, this, and I flashed my flashlight out to see if it was actually a real person. The second my light hit it, it disappeared.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I was like, holy crap.
That is awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, do you guys have like a favorite equipment when you go out there?
I like the EVP, the recorder. I really like we'll be in silence or it's just us two women and we catch a guy's voice and it's like, wow, okay. It still hasn't lost that I don't know, that cool, like, oh my God, like that take your breath away feeling when you catch something.
Yeah, my favorite equipment is just my own senses, honestly. And second is the REM pod. something simple like that.
Well, never had put too much money in equipment. I think
Yeah.
we bought
Too much.
well that okay, a camera, and then we have a body cam just to capture stuff. I forgot what it's called. It detects not an EMF detector. Yeah, it is an EMF detector, a small handheld one. That lights up the closer we are to something. But yeah, like you, Yvette, me and Megan just kind of rely on our abilities while we're out there versus having any other kind of technology that tell us there's something there. Like we know something's there. We just need the technology to prove that something's there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but no, I would suggest the body cam to any investigator because it frees up your hands to do everything and it gives a perfect point of view shot of what you're seeing. Yeah. Plus, the one we got was pretty good. His night vision is very nice.
Yeah. I've got my eye on a head mount camera. And then on the other side that doesn't have the camera, I'm going to rig a flashlight to it. That's my next invention. Even though I'm going to get the actual camera from Amazon, it'll be my invention.
Slap it
Well,
together.
Isaac, Sierra is also very in tune into my reactions. So if I even stop and pause, she knows that something's up. So she's just, I guess I'm her equipment.
No, what she does is she just goes, something big's about to happen. And then you hear me go, what? And then it happens.
Yeah.
Or she'll give me a look and I'm like, stop looking at me like that. Stop. Stop it.
Shush. You can hear it.
Yeah.
I was one of my questions I would ask investigators, but obviously it's an obvious answer. But I guess a better question would be asked how you use it. I always ask investigators, have you worked with psychic mediums on your team? But obviously, of course, Yvette has in tune abilities. But how do you find it effective in your investigations?
I don't know where she is, but I'm pointing at her. I mean, she's probably the closest thing. Listen, she's so much of a, I call her a psychic witch. She called me and said, you're going to get a job offer in the next week or so. And then I got it. But it gives us an idea of when something's going to happen, what we should try to hone in and what device we should use. Yeah, she's my psychic witch. Uh-huh. I need those lottery numbers, okay?
Yeah, feels like it's
I
always
don't know.
changing.
I just throw out things out of the spur moment, and it just whatever.
See, I that's kind of how we Megan me how we use Megan's abilities. If she ever gets a strong pull to a certain location,
Yeah.
she's never wrong about the evidence we might catch her. And I'm done arguing with her like that place really just doesn't make any sense. No, I know it doesn't seem like nothing, but it's gonna be something there.
Go.
Yeah, just go. And we go and like catch the most profound stuff, find all the weird stuff, like holy crap. And then while we're out there investigating, she's kind of the our compass in a sense, pointing you in the right direction of, hey, let's go with this location, this spot. There's something going on over here. Because my gifts only allow me to feel so far, but she can get an entire area, and so she kind of like guides me to this spot. Hey, you want to go look over there? Hey, you want to put your head in that direction? She's like guiding and stuff like that. But something that you talked about it, Sarah, doing the SS method. But Yvette, have you ever done it and found that you got a better communication versus Sierra while doing it?
Yeah, I did it with I've done it with Sierra and Black Smoke, and what comes out of my mouth is let's say Black Smoke I think was asking me, can you say what Yvette is wearing on her hat? And I had my hat that said haunting angels, and it said it backwards. It said angels, and then it said haunting. That kind of thing. It's very accurate. It really is very accurate when it comes through me. I don't know.
Yeah, and when we were at the Battleship of Wilmington, we were in the sick bay, and you're laying on one of those surgical tables, and you would go REM pod, and then the REM pod would go off, and it's like,
yeah,
okay, that's weird.
No, I have a strong theory with the SS method that psychics or those psychically inclined have a stronger chance of communicating more properly with the SS method versus somebody who isn't. Megan has done it several times. She's gotten to a point where she doesn't need a spirit box. She just needs white noise and she'll start blurting out stuff that she hears while in a meditative state. Um, but there's a guy that was on our team previously. I called him the voice of the dead because his ability to communicate with the SS method with Spirit Box was beyond it like anything I've ever heard before. Like I would have a direct conversation because the words that would come out are exactly at the time of what we're saying. Um, Not too bad he retired from the whole gig, but it just like I would encourage any psychic medium on the team to do the SS method more versus someone who isn't, just because you guys probably get a better sense of communication.
Correct.
You're going under forever, Yvette. And I know how much you love it. It gives me a headache after a while. Yeah.
You get it. Wait, you get a headache from it?
She does.
Oh,
I think we both do. And we started doing it with the Delco goggles, the red goggles, and it just I don't know, me it feels like I'm floating off.
I always feel like a Delco goggle is a little unnecessary. It's like something was fine already, maybe adding a little bit more. Granted, it'll help people see, but again, if you're psychic or medium inclined, you'll see plenty enough even without them.
Yeah, I agree.
But in your guys' time of investigating, is there a location you've been to that considered your favorite?
I know her answer.
Mine is Waverly Hills.
Pretty much, yeah. Me, I really liked St. Alfred's. We went with Black Smoke in 305. That's the first place my hair got pulled. So I'd go back there and actually stay all night. We didn't know that had to pay extra for that. So next time we go, we're staying all night.
Well, we didn't go with 305. We went with Cross the Line.
Oh my God. Hey, James. I need coffee, but I'm drinking water.
Wait, so you guys make it all the way down to Florida?
She did.
Oh.
Oh, I do, because my family's still down there. So I've investigated with the 305 at the Gold Coast Museum.
Yeah, and we're doing Mace Stringer in November.
With them as well.
Yeah, with Black Smoke.
Yeah. I always wanted to make a trip because there's plenty of places down there to take, but the one place I would like to go to just to see what I can feel is all the way in the Florida Keys, and that's with Robert the Doll.
That's where she wants to go.
That's where I'm going. Yes, definitely.
Oh yeah, because no one can see this because this is only going to be audio. But Yvette's room is filled with dolls.
Yeah. They're freaky, and not only is it full of dolls, they're hanging by their necks to the ceiling.
Oh, I thought they were just pinned up. Oh, geez.
Oh no, she's got them hanging.
Yeah, they're hanging. I have this fascination with I go to antique shops and I just pick out a spooky doll from it.
And that one right above your head is rotating. Nope, the other one. Turn the other way. There you go. It was moving.
My place, I really want to go to Mexico to the Doll Island. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Islands of the Dolls.
The Island of the Spiders. No. I don't like bugs. I'll investigate on the boat.
I hate bugs too, but that's why I'm in pest control. So I can minimize them as much as possible.
Well, I'll only go if you come.
What about Waverly Hills that really, I guess, made you guys like favorite? Like that place was like that's my favorite, just because the experience, or was it like more communication you've ever had with majority of locations you've been to before?
I feel like we had pretty good communication the first time we went. The second time it was much more quiet, but she absolutely loves the body shoot.
Yeah, the body shoot is amazing. We got a lot of REM pod activity there, and those things are hard to set off to begin with. So we had conversations with that REM pod, and like I said, that it sounded like a witch cackling on my walkie-talkie. And my husband, Isaac, is a skeptic. He doesn't believe in any of the shit.
Full-on skeptic, yeah.
Yeah, full. And he was speechless. I mean, there's nothing he can say. He heard it for himself.
Yeah, she was at the bottom of the body shoot. I was at the top because I had already been down there and I ain't doing that again. And we were the only ones that had walkie-talkies. Mine didn't do anything, and then hers is cackling.
No.
That was pretty freaky.
I guess that would be a better another kind of question that kind of transition kind of sorry segues in this as well. Um, Now I know most investigators, I'll say most investigators, about half, uh, feel as if the idea of demons or heavily dark entities at locations is rare. And of course, the other half say no is a lot. Well, I feel myself in the other camp because one, I've encountered so many, it's not even funny anymore. But in your, I guess, investigations, especially, you know, that scene asylum versus anywhere else, have you encountered something that you felt that was heavily dark?
Go ahead, go ahead.
I would say I'm typically in the camp that, some people, can we cuss? Can we cuss?
Of course.
Okay. So some people are assholes in life, so they're going to be assholes in the afterlife. I mean, we've run into, I've, there's an alcoholic at Trivet Clinic that will group women. I've offered myself, nothing happened. I was kind of offended. But we've been yelled at and told to get out. But I don't think majority of anything like negative we've ever had was demonic. I will say that there was one that it's the Jackson Training School near Yvette, and I had went with a friend of Yvette's daughter, and the feeling was just off. This is the only time this has ever happened, and I'm telling you, when the way we set our stuff down and walked into one of these back rooms and then come back and there's two dead mice where they would have been in the path of my cat ball. I'm like, okay, there's two of us, two dead mice, and I had maybe done a little bit of agitating and calling them mice because they weren't doing anything. And then here we have two dead mice, and then there's a scream on a recorder that doesn't sound human. That's probably the closest I've ever come to calling anything demonic. I mean, I come home and I sage myself. The EVP just set me off. I don't know, it gives me cold chills.
Wait, BBP?
Yeah, there's an EVP of this.
Oh,
It
sorry.
does not sound human. This screen. There's no way it's too weird.
I thought you said BBP. I was like,
Oh,
BB. BBP.
I do that.
The same. I've sensed a lot. I've been told to get out, get her out of here. Like
She
mean
never
spirits,
listens.
like mean, especially men. Men don't like me. I don't know why. They're always telling me to get out. But as far as like demon, no, I haven't experienced anything like that as of yet.
Good, because doing so it is not fun times. Other investigators I've talked to in the past, they've always talked about the intense feeling of negativity as if they walk into a room, all of a sudden the vibe just changes and their fight or flight kicks off like no one's business, and all of a sudden they sense fear, scratches, like you're just getting pushed, or just that intense negative feeling beyond anything they've ever felt before. That's usually when you encounter something that dark. Yeah, and you're right though. There is, if you're an asshole in life, you're an asshole in death. Actually, I've said that quote a lot
Uh-huh.
when talking about regular human spirits that I've come across that are just negative. Plenty of those. Those are a dime a dozen. Uh, but yeah, I always wonder how many other investigators have come across dark entities, and wonder if just our investigations or anomalies when it comes to dark entities, or just because it's us. I don't know. So you have to figure that theory out. But when you guys investigate and you go out to locations, that's a better question before I get to that one. Have you guys done any home investigations, or they've always been out at public locations?
We haven't done any home investigations. We'd love to. I don't know, something about our area is just very shut down. Don't talk about it. It's not real. Even if something is going on in an old historic building, don't talk about it.
No.
Yeah, we've gotten a couple of calls, but they haven't been real calls. They've been like weird calls, you know. So we haven't done any home ones yet.
Mm-hmm. And we also have to be careful with any calls just because it's just us two women and we have to think about the safety aspect of it.
Well, that's why I was just the vet. Hey, strengthen those abilities and practice in remote viewing, because that's how Megan is able to field the crazies from people who actually need help. She's able to go to their home and check if anything's there.
Yeah.
It's like an extra gift, like a cheat code. And since she goes there and goes, yeah,
Yeah.
there's something here, we can help them out. Versus
Uh-huh.
this person's just wants us alone around the house. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I suggest getting that strength with your abilities like it was once again, and maybe adding remote viewing to it if you can.
Now, Isaac, there's been times that I've told Sierra when we go to a location, something is not right. Something feels really bad, really bad. Now, I don't know if it's a demon or not, but I keep telling her something feels bad, something really bad's going to happen. We leave. We don't stay.
Yeah.
So we don't get to experience whatever is coming our way.
We learned the hard way. She said that, and we're like, and then we had a door slam. We're like, okay, I think we're gonna listen from now on. Uh-huh.
And then, Lucia, as well, but what would you guys consider a successful investigation?
Would say if we can make intelligent conversation, we can get someone that answers our questions with either knocks or taps. We've gotten really good at that. With the REM pod, and then moving into the knocks and the taps, and then getting some other kind of confirmation on a different device like the recorder.
That's good. Yvette?
Yeah, the same activity, just conversations or proof or our little machines going off. That to me is successful. There's times that we don't catch nothing and it's boring, very boring as hell. But there's times that we catch stuff through our equipment and ourselves. It's great.
Also, I would say any investigation where you get one of your fellow paranormal investigators to get up on the top bunk of the cell and do sexy poses is also a successful investigation. Uh-huh. Hey, James.
The question I was wondering about, and I just remind myself of it. Where did the name Haunting Angels come from?
I want to say that we found a random like ghost hunter team like shuffle words around, and we knew we wanted to be a team. We knew we wanted to get on social media. I keep fighting the content creator, but I've just leaned into it. I finally got us a TikTok, and we clicked and clicked and clicked, and like that's it. That's us. We're the Haunting Angels.
I'm sorry, I brought the camera closer because I can't hear you guys. It's lightning and thundering, and there's a lot of noise going on. So
you're a hot mess.
I am.
Well, I thought there was a deeper meaning behind it. Well, all right.
Well, we're angels and we're haunted.
All right. I always make the joke is that the name actually came from my father-in-law. We were talking about typical paranormal podcast names, but it kind of stuck with the idea. We always talk about what's hidden in the shadows. Now we actually investigate what's hidden in the shadows. So that's how that name that would establish it. Yeah.
That's great, Aggie.
Yeah. But one of my I guess my final questions I always ask of most investigators and anybody in the paranormal to begin with, what is your hope for the future of paranormal investigating or the paranormal in general?
I want to say paranormal para unity. There it is. There's just so much drama in this community. There's Corey and Elton fighting right now with Overnight. There's always drama going on. I feel like we fight each other more than we can investigate. It's just like, let's just get along. We don't have to agree, but let's just get along. You do your thing, we'll do ours. And I don't know, investigate together. We're all kind of in it for the same thing. We want to prove that there's something out there. Too much drama.
Yeah, I agree. That's what we stick with ourselves and just two of us, because I don't know, it's better that way.
Yeah, how many teams have you guys investigated with?
Black Smoke, 305. We're doing
The Housewives, the Ghost Hunting Housewives.
Oh yeah, Housewives. We're joining up with Limestone in October. Journey into the Haunted. Yeah. Why do I keep forgetting him? Oh my God, he's never gonna let me live this down.
I've
We're
done.
teaming.
I've met up with 305 as well.
Mhm. We're teaming up with Journey into the Haunted in end of the year in December. We're hitting 2 locations back to back: Fairfield County Infirmary and Madison and Seminary. Be our first time meeting up with her. I don't think we're forgetting anybody else. It's never going to live that down.
And when it comes to unity with the paranormal community, it's a hard thing because everyone's gunning for being the best, and in a very niche field as we're in, you either are somebody or you're nobody.
Right.
And it's kind of have been for a while because they're trying to gain a spot on hopefully one major network and already filled with four paranormal teams that are of course worldwide known, and then you're trying to get your name in there as well. It's hard, but if my hope for I always say for the paranormal is that it gets more accepted amongst everyone, and not just everyone, but specifically the scientific community, to get studied at a higher level to hopefully can invent better technology for better investigations other than us having to jerry rig most stuff that we have in order to get any kind of evidence. Everything we use was never meant intended for paranormal investigating. It just kind of happened that way because it helps measure everything. But it seems to work well. And then we're, of course, we're modifying things that never were meant for the paranormal that actually are not meant for paranormal, like the SLS camera. That was never meant for the paranormal. Now we use it very efficiently.
Yeah,
But
I like that just because my family is not very, they're more accepting, and I use the term accepting very loosely because God forbid I'm at a family function. Oh, yeah, I'm going somewhere this weekend. I'm going ghost hunting. It took them a long time to get loosely accepting.
you have a Pacific Hope, or is it just ditto to Sierra?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I said, do you have Pacific Hopes for the paranormal in the future?
Yeah, I mean, we just need to work together, and everybody has their own beliefs, their own systems. So you just gotta let them be and let them do their thing, Like, don't judge others because they think of other stuff you don't believe in.
Well, guys, I appreciate you coming on. And
Yeah.
where can everybody find you?
So we are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and now we're finally on TikTok. Um, I I love TikTok for myself, and I just decided to turn my personal page into the Haunting Angels page, but now we're on TikTok.
Awesome. And all Hunting Angels.
Yeah.
Well, as always, you can catch our social medias at Hidden Shadows Podcast on Instagram, Hidden the Shadow 6 on X, Hidden the Shadows Podcast 2 on TikTok. The links to all our social media and always goes to the Hidden Shadows Podcast.com. Once again, thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank you
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
Yeah.
And as always,
It's been great.
Yeah.
and always, we'll catch your weirdos in the next one.
Yeah.